Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and a happy Thanksgiving. All right, let's get to a couple big things. A huge front through the U.S. Some of that is going to drop its way closer to the Caribbean as we get into really next week, and we'll highlight that further ahead. Watching this rain down through the Caribbean, a couple pockets in particular that we're watching out for. You can see one here, again, still near Jamaica. We've been talking about this all week, right? How it would just stay very active, these kind of blobs of rain, areas of rain. Another little one near Costa Rica, Panama, but this surge of moisture near Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, near the Turks and Caicos, and more rain that's been around near Dominica, St. Lucia. We've seen a little bump up in the rain chance for today. More of that moisture even over toward Barbados, but you see that flare up? These brighter colors are telling me we have taller clouds, and in those we have heavier rain. So watching out for the tropical downpours. Let me know in the comments what you've been getting or not getting over the last few days as we build this weather community together. I want to get into the tropical storm chances in just a moment, but let me get to some of the additional rain first, because the flooding kind of the biggest and first concern. Jamaica, see some of this white shading at least nearby. Some of us the next 3 days could get an additional 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain. Put your location in the comments so we know what's going on. And then you see another spot just kind of taking it around near Barbados. You see that rain chance? It's going to be on the higher side. Over the next few days, we could see some totals near 3 inches of rain or 75 millimeters of rain, even as we work our way back toward St. Lucia, St. Vincent the Grenadines, and Grenada, down through Trinidad and Tobago, 2 to about 3 inches or 50 to 75 millimeters of rain possible for some of us. So, point being with that, a very active pattern as we get into December with some areas of flooding. So it's going to be an active start to December. Now, we've been talking about the possibility of tropical development all week. Now, I mentioned how it's possible, but not likely, and that is still the case. That is some good news. Still monitoring this spot that will try to flare up in the Western Caribbean. There's going to be a lot of rain developing as we get into this weekend and next week in the Western Caribbean. But the American model, which is the GFS, European, Canadian, and the ICON all have it not becoming a tropical storm, just an area of rain. But just an area of rain for us in the Caribbean could lead to that possibility of flooding. And you see this, I know it's a little bit of a different map, but this is the European model trying to find out where some spots may show some signs of development. You see back into the southwestern Caribbean, some yellow popping up, 20, maybe 30% chance of development, but that chance of development going down. Now the water temperatures are very warm this time of year, but there's other conditions going on that will help prevent Tony from forming. That is the next name on the list. It's Tony. We had Sarah, of course. Tony is the next name. Let's hope we don't get it anywhere. Valerie and William. Hurricane season ends in just a couple of days, but this list holds until the end of the year. So even if something pops up, say maybe in the open waters of the Atlantic in December, it'll still grab a name from this year's list. And January 1st, the new year, we get over to the 2025 list of names, even though the hurricane season doesn't officially start until June 1st. Now, the water temperatures, yes, those are warm back into the southwestern Caribbean. That is a spot to watch, and that's what we're going to monitor together. Water temperatures near 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. That's plenty warm for a tropical storm, a hurricane to develop, but that is just one of so many ingredients out there in the atmosphere. Above our heads, above the water, winds are pretty hostile. And that is a good thing. So that is going to help to prevent these rain and storms from building up too much and trying to develop into a tropical system. Could a tropical storm develop in here? Yes, the models kind of hint at that a bit, but it's just not quite likely. Yeah, warm water temperatures, but other things going above our heads. So let me show it to you here. Here's the American model, and almost all of the models are looking like this. So we'll just get to this one model. Then I want to get into some important forecast going forward. But some of these pockets of rain, there, Jamaica, Haiti, for example, Costa Rica, Panama, still watching out for some of the flooding. There's that little pocket of rain near Barbados that'll drift its way over toward Dominica. And then as we swing back towards Suriname, it is going to be active. So heads up Suriname into parts of Guyana, but really northern Suriname, that rain chance is going to be picking up. We had some damage a couple days ago from some of the thunderstorms. Very active pattern. So giving you that heads up right here. Thank you for spreading the word about that. Now we get a look at those. I jumped ahead too quickly. I'm so sorry about that. Let me get back to this map. Going a little bit too fast right there. Here's a look at that American model. Let me put these spots on again. Haiti, Jamaica, back through Costa Rica, Panama, need another cup of coffee, no doubt, and then watching these other pockets of rain. So in the short term, watching these areas of rain that will be with us, and in that, if you've had some rain the last few days and you get additional rain, of course, that could lead to some additional flooding. So this is through the day today as we work our way into the afternoon. And it's been really this spot in the central Caribbean that has had some of the most rain. Now, as we go forward into tomorrow, let me stop the clock into tomorrow afternoon. Give you a heads up at what's next. Scattered areas of rain around. Now, as we look at kind of the broad picture here, look what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. And I'm going to expand out in a second. There is a front dropping in, pretty substantial one. Colder air back behind it. And as we get into next week, we are going to see a couple of these fronts kind of scraping us by and at least the northern Caribbean. So we're going to start to get some bigger temperature changes that will be moving our way. We'll get into that in upcoming videos. Now, look at this by Saturday. This is when the rain starts to build near Honduras, watching the Corn Islands, San Andres Providencia, Nicaragua, even still down through Costa Rica, Panama. That's the area that we've been watching for tropical development. We'll monitor that. No signs of that in the short term, but at the least, the rain is going to build. So let's go out in time here. Again, this is Saturday, getting through Sunday into next week. Stop it here as we work our way into the early and mid portions of next week. And you can see it with me here. Look at all this rain. And that's why it is still a spot to watch to see if a tropical storm does develop, but at the least, really heavy rain. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, even parts of Honduras. So we're going to have to watch out for that flood threat as we get deeper into next week. And an unsettled pattern because we're going to have these fronts that are going to start to move in, and that will give us a chance of rain and then some cooler weather. All right, now let's get to those wave heights for you. Here's a look, meters here, feet right here on the right hand side of your screen. Atlantic waters this time of year with old fronts moving by are usually very rough, and that's what we have in spots. But you can see things picking up in the Gulf of Mexico. That's the next front, 2 to 3 meters, or anywhere from about 7 to maybe 10 feet. So it is going to get choppy to rough in the Gulf of Mexico, and then a little bumpier. That's through the end of the week. This is by Sunday as we work our way into the Caribbean, a touch choppier as we work our way into the second half of the weekend across the central Caribbean. Now here's that big picture. Here's that big front I was talking about, stretching back all the way, bringing some of that rain all the way back toward the Atlantic region of Canada. A cold rain at that. Backside of it, the colder air, so seeing some of that snow from Albany and then stretching all the way eventually up toward parts of New Brunswick. So this is a big front, and there's going to be more of these to come over the next week or two. You see that front sliding by, Atlantic region of Canada. Tomorrow, some snow possible, some rain possible. Either way, it's going to be cold, kind of gloomy. We're going to see just this active pattern, but there's that cold air surge, and this is kind of one of the first big ones dropping through the United States. A lot of cold air, and then as we work our way into the weekend, you can see some of the rain with this front pressing near Bermuda, but that front dips down for us through the Bahamas, and you see that rain still near Newfoundland, although Saturday afternoon starting to move off to the east, and then we'll see another surge of colder air, and we'll highlight that in tomorrow's video. We'll do that together. Let's get back to some of those rain totals, though, as we work our way to the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and again, as I showed you earlier, Jamaica, near parts of Haiti, south side, up to about 3 inches or 75 millimeters of rain will be a possibility. Watching out for still some areas of rain scattered about in the Dominican Republic. But Puerto Rico, we actually have some spots that need to get some rain. We don't have a whole lot. There's a chance of a couple showers. If we get some, we could have a few spots of 50 millimeters or 2 inches of rain, but not widespread. Same thing Antigua, Barbuda, back through Anguilla. But watching Barbados down through Trinidad and Tobago, I was showing you that earlier. That's where we could see a few spots of 75 millimeters of rain or up to about 3 inches of rain. But look at this with me. I mentioned earlier, watching Suriname, the rain chance is going to be higher, watching out for upwards of about 4 inches of rain or 100 millimeters of rain. So we're going to start to see that pattern picking up as we get into December. Guyana over towards Suriname, of course, Costa Rica, Panama, some higher totals possible. Even coastal sections of Honduras and Nicaragua, Caribbean side. But we'll see that building this weekend and next week as we get that moisture building back near Central America, Mexico City to the north, back through Texas, mainly the dry and much cooler air that is sweeping in. So we're looking at those scattered to widespread showers and storms in Jamaica today. About a 70% chance, not as much in the Cayman Islands. Picking up a little bit this weekend. We're going to see a rain chance up to about 40% on our Saturday. A 60% chance of rain around today and even tonight. Scattered showers even overnight. Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, 60% chance today and a 40% chance tomorrow. And we do that again in St. Lucia. Scattered areas of rain. If you get some rain, isolated areas of flooding. 40 to 50% chance of rain the next 2 days in Grenada. We're looking at about a 40% chance St. Vincent the Grenadines today, 50% chance for tomorrow, and a 30% chance on Saturday. Rain chance 40 to 50% in Martinique over the next couple of days. 60% chance, though, of some rain in Dominica. And we even had some rain overnight in some spots, down to a 40% chance for tomorrow and a 40% chance the next couple of days in Guadeloupe. Rain chance 30%, Antigua and Barbuda. There's that isolated chance of rain. Northeastern Caribbean, 40-50% chance. St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat. 30% chance today in Anguilla and St. Bart's, 40% chance for tomorrow. And holding at that 30% chance, St. Martin, Saba, and Statia right into the upcoming weekend. Puerto Rico, we're mainly dry today. About a 30% chance of rain for tomorrow and a 30% chance on Saturday. 20 to 30% chance U.S. and British Virgin Islands. We could get some passing showers. Rain chance 30% the next couple of days in the Bahamas, but that's mainly southern Bahamas, and still some scattered showers and storms back through the Turks and Caicos for today. A 50% chance. 60% chance today in the Dominican Republic, but it goes down to a 30% chance tomorrow. Haiti, 50% chance today, 40% chance tomorrow, down to a 30% chance on Saturday. 20 to 30% chance in Belize, and we'll monitor that area of rain building nearby for next week. Aruba, we're looking at about a 30% chance and a 30% chance as well. Curacao and Bonaire, rain chance not too high, but we could get some of those passing showers. Guyana, though, especially northern end, 50% chance of rain. And in Suriname, look how active it stays, upwards of a 70% chance of rain at times over the next 3 days. Monitoring some flooding. Let me know in the comments. Rain chance 30% today in Cuba, mainly eastern sections, western and central. We're generally dry. Costa Rica, Panama. It's not only active now, but it's going to stay active and get even more active by next week. Nicaragua, 40 to 50% chance of rain, about a 40% chance of some scattered showers closer to the water in Honduras today. Rain chance pretty minimal. Guatemala, we're mainly dry, and we're generally on the dry side with some cooler nights right across Mexico City. Rain chance 20% today across the Yucatan Peninsula in through the upcoming weekend. 40% chance the next couple of days in northern Colombia, and about a 30 to 40% chance the next 2 days in northern Venezuela. Generally dry today in Bermuda, but that next front is on the way. Rain chance is going to be on the higher side for tomorrow. So the tropical storm chance, that is lower. That is some good news. We're still going to monitor in those big areas of rain coming, and we're going to watch out for those kind of pockets of rain, especially back toward Central America by next week. So that flooding risk will get higher, and those bigger cold fronts to the north continue to nudge closer, and that is going to bring us more substantial changes as we get into December. So thank you for being part of this weather community. I hope you're well. Have a good rest of your day.